Jazzcast Pros.
Hey, business besties. Welcome back to the Heart of the Hustle podcast. I know that you had your notifications on and you were wondering, where in the heck is Coach Mo? Where is Coach Mo? How did you start this podcast and get me reeled into the podcast and then disappear for 3 weeks? Well, let me tell you what happens as an entrepreneur. I was in a mental state of emergency. I had to take a mental hiatus because I was overwhelmed. I had to step back from all responsibilities before I went into overload. This is a real thing in entrepreneurship. If you are deciding to step away from your 9 to 5 and take on all responsibilities of your finances, you will definitely incur times when you are in a mental state of emergency. So let me tell you a little bit about my life and the goings on and what was exactly going on and why I had to step back, take a break, relax, reset, and replan my life. I know I can't be the only one who is feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to give you 3 key points that I want you to use when you are feeling overwhelmed in entrepreneurship.
Are you an entrepreneur at heart with the mind of a hustler? Then you found the perfect podcast to help you turn your side hustle into a profitable small business so that you can support yourself and your community. Welcome to the Heart of the Hustle podcast. I am your host, Monique. You can call me Motivation. With this podcast, my mission is to teach you all of the things I wish I knew before starting a business so that you can avoid the pitfalls of entrepreneurship and turn your passion into profitability. This episode of Heart of the Hustle podcast is sponsored by Textures Beauty Bar, located at 2352 Lau Avenue, where they specialize in all your hair care needs. Ladies, all ages and textures are welcome. Whether you have natural or relaxed hair, they have a stylist that's perfect for you. Follow them on Instagram at Textures Beauty Bar or book your appointment at www.texturesbeautybar.com. If you guys have been following me, not just here on Heart of the Hustle podcast, but Instagram and Facebook, you know that I've been dealing with some losses of people in my close circle for the past, I would say 18 months. I've lost 3 to 4 people in my life who were very active in my support system. So it just became a little bit overwhelming for me during those times of celebratory events such as memorials and birthdays. It becomes a little bit overwhelming, and then having to add in the responsibility of having to run a business, having to be a parent, having to be a grandparent, coaching, being my own accountant, just being responsible, period. It became overwhelming for me. So I had to take a break and concentrate on rebuilding my own stability, my own strength. My routines had to get a little bit more in depth, and I'm telling you now, that's not an easy thing. And to do all these things while still trying to maintain your finances and your budget is almost impossible. So this is what I did. I planned myself a 10-day hiatus. What I did is I rented an Airbnb for 10 days. I went out to Atlanta, where I'm going to do a pivot plan in my business and actually open up down in Atlanta from New York. I went down there to get myself grounded. What I did was I walked around and I took myself out on a few dates. I inhaled the environment. I inhaled the air. I took off my shoes. I walked around the neighborhoods. I let my feet sink in to the earth. I sat and I talked to God in so many different places. My higher power was definitely the director on my hiatus because I slept in late. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. I didn't send out any emails. I was barely on social media because I was literally doing a whole mental
reset. What I concluded was that I am an empath. When people around me are feeling discouraged, they are feeling saddened, I inherit their pain and I carry it. So, what I had to do was shake myself clear of all things that were not concerning or impactful on myself and my business. Because again, as an entrepreneur, we have to carry our baby, and our baby is our business. So, in order for me to feed my baby from my breast, which is my spirit, my soul, I had to let go of all things that were not impacting or impactful to my business. And I couldn't do that if I was still surrounded by those things. So I had to get away. So on my 10-day hiatus, I took myself on dates. I ate. I went to an indoor 3D safari. It was an African safari experience. Now, for most people, it sounds kind of boring. But for me, I'm very in tune with nature. I love to watch Animal Planet. I love to watch History Station. So I wanted to see what it was like to experience the African safari in 3D. And when I tell you, when I walked into the room, I wasn't expecting much. I was expecting a TV. Nope. This place had the African safari on the entire wall. And this was about a 35,000 square foot room. When you walked into the room, you can smell the safari. I don't know how or what scents they used or how they actually got the scent of Africa into the room, but you can feel the wind and the gusts from the animals on the 3D screen as they're running. You can feel the wind gust past you. They had chairs. It's called the Illuminatory. They actually had the walls with stars on it. It felt like I was in the jungle. It felt like I was standing next to the elephants. I could smell the elephants. I can smell the monkeys. Like once the scenery changed, the mood changed, everything changed. So I got a chance to actually sit and intake all of that in a peaceful environment by myself. And it was so relaxing that I actually fell asleep. It was about an hour and a half safari. So no one was there to actually guide you. They just walked you in and told you to enjoy yourself. So in my enjoyment, I got to actually sit on a couch and relax. I got to think about what my next step was in business, what my next step was in life. What does my higher life look like? What does my reset look like? What does my replan look like? And when I tell you, when I came out of that Illuminatory, I got a pen and a paper and I began to revise my business plan. I began to revise my pivot plan for my move. As an entrepreneur, I know that we are so heavy with things that don't really concern us, but that people lay on our shoulders for us to carry because they think that we can handle it. So today, I want to encourage you to get a piece of paper, draw a plate on that paper, and I want you to fill that plate with the things that you have just for today. Just for today, what are the things that are heavy in priority for you to do today? What are the expectations for you to do in your personal life and in your business today? And then I want you to go and get a highlighter, two different color highlighters. And I want you to mark one as high priority and two for things that can wait from your plate. High priority and things that can wait on your plate. I want you to see how there's barely any room for you to rest on your plate. As an entrepreneur, the worst thing we can do is think that we are rewarding ourselves when we relax. I want you to repeat this after me 3 times. Rest is a requirement, not a reward. Rest is a requirement, not a reward. Rest is a requirement, not a reward.
If you're enjoying this episode, check out High Vibe Table Talks, where we start to remove mental barriers and take action now so you can achieve your someday desires. I'm your host, Mershawn Hargrave, and if you've ever heard that little voice inside to go after something, but the fear around the unknown felt too big, this is the podcast for you. Listen and subscribe to High Vibe Table Talks on the Jazzcast Pros Network with the podcast listener you're using right now, because it is high time you activated your high vibes.
What I want you to do is use the PDF paper that I'm going to leave in at the bottom of this episode. It's going to be the plate exercise, and I want you to print out a few of them. And on the days that you feel like you are overloaded, on the days that you feel like you are too heavy, I want you to put everything that you are feeling or you're responsible for, or everything that you feel like you have to accomplish on that plate, and prioritize them. The things that can wait, okay? The things that are priority, I want you to take care of. But the things that can wait till tomorrow, relax and wait till tomorrow. Because I do not want you to become one of the victims or one of the entrepreneurs who become a victim of the mental state of emergency like I was. I'm going to be honest, what I was ready to do, I was ready to walk away from my business as a whole. I mean, I was ready to lock the doors and not come back and let them take everything in here because I was feeling bombarded with responsibility. If I could have in that week, I would have disappeared. I did not want to be bothered. I did not want to be responsible. I did not want to be an entrepreneur. I did not want to be a solopreneur. I just wanted to rest. And that's what I realized, is that I was depriving myself of rest. That's why I was in a mental state of emergency. I was so busy trying to achieve the life that I wanted to live that I was not living the life that I was working so hard to achieve. Don't let this happen to you. Take the time to prioritize everything on your plate. Delegate the responsibilities to people who you trust, who are capable of doing the things that need to be done in the time frame that they need to be done, so that you are not overwhelming yourself. I just had to delegate my QuickBooks. There were about 1,500 transactions that I needed to go through because I filed an extension for my taxes from last year. And I haven't completed them. I filed an extension because I did not complete those transactions on my QuickBooks. But then realizing that I did not know how to prioritize or organize those transactions on my QuickBooks in order for me to get the credits for them, I had to delegate that to my accountant. He actually got it done in 2 hours. I've been waiting 7 months to accomplish it. It was worth the tag that I paid him because I am not capable of organizing those transactions. So learning to prioritize and delegate the things on your plate that you cannot handle will save you in your entrepreneurship journey from the mental state of emergency. This happens often, and sometimes some people don't bounce back from it. If you are one of those people and you need help in your business, go to my link tree, which is inside of the bottom of this episode. I am going to be giving away free 15-minute breakthrough strategy calls. If you need one, book it on my link. Let's talk. I know I can't be the only one who is feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to give you 3 key points that I want you to use when you are feeling overwhelmed in entrepreneurship. The first one, like I said, is to delegate. Delegate. Learn how to take stuff off of your plate. We are not going to try to become an accountant when we are estheticians. We are not going to try to become marketing gurus when we know nothing about marketing. We are going to find people who are skilled in these trades, and we are going to delegate. Okay? Delegation is going to save you time, is going to save you money, and is going to save you some pitfalls. Number 2 is to replan. Because everything in business does not always go as planned. We have to always step back away from our business and see what is working for us and what is not working. Because I can tell you, I've been in business 5 years. I have changed my business plan 3 times because things that I thought were going to make me money or make me comfortable or make me passionate, those things change with time. So make sure you are replanning your plan and going through your business with a fine-tooth comb so that it ergonomically works good for you. It works for your employees, and it works well for the people who are patronizing your business or buying your products. And my third key point, to skip the mental state of emergency in entrepreneurship, is to rest. We cannot always be entrepreneurs 24 hours a day. Give yourself grace. Give yourself time to simply rest. And that means taking your phone and turning it off, signing out of your social media, taking your schedule and pushing it away, giving yourself a day off. We should not be working 7 days a week in our business. Should not. Working 7 days a week in your business is overkill. You need a day to rest. You need a day where you are not thinking about your business, you are not working in your business, and you are not working on your business, that you are just taking time for yourself to relax, taking in all the things that you work so hard to enjoy. I want you to take a day and enjoy them. Because rest is a requirement, not a reward. I just want to leave you guys with a simple saying that my mother used to wake us up to every morning of my adolescence, and is so prevalent in what I do every day as an adult. She would wake us up and say, nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. But in order for us to be dreaming, we have to be resting. Okay? You have to be resting, entrepreneur. You have to be resting, millionaire. You have to give yourself grace. Okay? So what we are going to remember today is that as entrepreneurs, we are trying to skip our mental state of emergency, because that is a breakdown. That is going to kill our success rate. That is going to stunt our growth in business. So remember those 3 things: to delegate, to take the time to rest, and to replan. Okay? I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous day. And remember again, nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. Over and out.